What did she say? Motherfucker.
Please don't prove them right. That song, yeah.
Is that motherfucker? Who was singing that this week? I was like, bro, everybody heard this song but me.
You know, Kehlani took that song "Niggas" off Spotify, like every streaming platform. Did you ever hear that song by Kehlani?
No.
The song is basically like, I'm not going back and forth. You can't trust these niggas. Niggas is always gonna be niggas. And she took it off all the platforms. I guess she said she's not allowed to say the N-word. I don't know.
She not black?
I have no idea what Kehlani is. This is
either.
something we should look up.
Cause I'm about to Google.
She might be another Bruno Mars. And this whole time we've been giving her a pass. All this love is toxic.
Oh yeah, that wasn't what I was gonna say.
Ain't shit. No.
I was about to be over here like, you're toxic.
I was actually talking about that last night. I was like, Kehlani is universally attractive to both straight and queer people of all genders. Kind of like Prince.
Prince was fire.
I mean, I wasn't attracted to him, but I get it. He was like 4'3", right? Something like that.
He was little, yeah.
Anyway, welcome you guys to the Pretty Petty Podcast. I am Mercedes.
And I'm Mirror.
And welcome back for another week. How are you doing this week?
Tired, like always. I know niggas is gonna be listening and laughing at me because every week I'm tired and it ain't changing. I'm running off of 3 hours of sleep and a prayer. I got my house on the prairie dress and I'm ready to go. How you feeling?
I also got 3 hours of sleep. I'm also very tired. And I got some really terrible. Have you ever gotten terrible news while you're streaming?
No.
Some terrible news while I was streaming, and to the point where I literally had to walk off camera.
Oh no!
Cry for 15 minutes and come back.
Oh no!
It was wild.
Was it the chat or?
No, it was something to do with myself.
Oh, it was a phone call or something. Okay.
Yeah, it was a text. Yeah, but I woke up this morning. Just did 2 miles with the recording, so I'm in a better mood. I'm ready to talk shit. I'm in such a mood to talk shit right now. It's not.
Oh my god!
Like anybody can get dismissed, disrespected right now. I'm in that mood where I could really break down somebody's ego. You know, like I could be toxic, which is why I think I was singing that song.
I was about to say that's why you started off with toxic. Lord have mercy.
I never get into toxic mood. I'm in toxic mood. But anyway, you guys. We have a actually, Mary, do you want to introduce?
I got it, yeah. Okay. We have a very lovely guest, Jewell. How are you? I'm so used to being like, and I'm like, wait, no, Jewell, How are you? How you
good.
Doing?
I'm tired as well. I think everyone in the world is just perpetually tired because there's a lot going on all the time. So if we could all just take a 3-month nap, I think that would help the world pretty
honestly
much.
I think I was saying I need 1 month to just not do nothing. I
need a year to
like no content, nothing. Just lay in the bed and sleep. And shit, 3 months is a bonus. I feel that. What's up, Sadie?
So for those of them who might not be familiar with you yet, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, my name is Jewell. That's my actual government name, but I used to be known as Humble Bunny, which was my streaming name, and I can't even say Personic. That was pretty much the same person offline and online. But I used to go by Humble Bunny for the past 4 years. Before that, if the OGs are out there watching or listening, I used to be Jewelry Box, which is a play on my name, Jewell. That's where Mira met me. Me and Mira met back in late 2018. And I thought she didn't like me because I kind of came at her pretty strong on Twitter about.
Doesn't Mira get big?
I don't know why. She's the sweetest person, but when you first interact with her, you feel like she doesn't like you. It's probably the New York thing. I don't know. I'm in West Philly, so I get it.
Knew Mira hated my ass.
Shit! I've never heard that before, but I'm glad you said it because I always wonder.
You're intimidating.
But why? You know how many people be like, oh, wow, you're really cool as shit. And as if it was a surprise. And I'm like, damn, how mean do I come
That's not your problem. That's our problem, though. We got to deal with it.
I be just jet lagged and tired and shit. And I be sleepy at these conventions.
Yeah.
So, when Mira asked me for Noir, I was like, okay, well, this was his influence. This has nothing to do with Mira. She didn't want me in there. And then when Mira invited me to do a podcast, I was like, oh, maybe she do like me a little bit.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Maybe she fuck with me the short way a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Not
Yeah,
a
just a
smidgen.
smidgen.
Why y'all like
So-
this?
It's a wee bit.
Miss Joy Box.
Screaming.
What kind of content do you usually share with people? What kind of content?
I just quit streaming, actually. Terrible timing, right? But I just
Yes,
quit
yeah.
like a few
Yeah.
weeks ago. I used to do variety streaming. Like I used to color in coloring books. I know you don't like that personally, Mercedes, but I think it's really fun. Coloring
What?
books.
I don't like
Yeah, I remember
coloring
you
books.
tweeted it once and you were like, what the fuck am I going to do with a coloring book? And I was like, oh.
It probably was in reference to like that being like a present. Like, why would you give me a coloring book on my fucking 30th birthday or whatever? Like,
Oh, okay. I just thought you didn't like them at all. I was like, damn.
but no, I remember my ex-girlfriend, the last present she got me was a coloring book. And I was like, get the fuck out of my face, bro.
I don't know. I think that's pretty cute. Like, did she like try to play like a coloring book date with you or something? Because that would have been cute.
That's wild intimate.
Very intimate.
I think that is cute.
No, she sent it in the
Oh.
mail, but to be fair, it did come with a shitload of
Oh.
edibles. So
Oh.
I wasn't really
Yeah.
that mad because the real present was wrapped around a bunch of scent reducing tissue
Nice.
paper. But shout out to her. I hope you're doing all right.
So yeah, I would make all kinds of content. Like I'd play a lot of different games like horror, FPS, DVD, League of Legends. I play a lot of different games because I get bored really easily.
We should play some.
Yeah, I would love to.
All three of them.
Oh yeah.
I'm down.
Well, Mira
I'm
don't
gonna say
play
Fortnite
shit,
again.
I don't even have that
anything that
installed.
races
That is not anywhere near my computer. I cannot. I tried it when I
Damn.
first started streaming.
Mira only play games where she can control the little people as much as
So like Sims.
Wait, what? Wow.
No, because Mira, I forgot to tell you this.
fan.
Me and Mira actually went
What's up?
1v1 on Overwatch once. So Mira does know how to play a lot of different games. She's actually really sweaty, if you guys don't know.
She does.
She's really sweaty. And me and
She's not playing with me.
Me and her went head to head once. We
Oh,
were
I
both playing Moira on opposite teams. And we were going at it. You remember
Oh,
that?
I remember that
we were
day.
going at it. And we
Yes, and I saw your name and I was like, wait a goddamn minute.
I was like, Mira?
I love them Overwatch matches when you find people.
we were
Yep,
both
that
like,
was me
yo,
on Moira. Miss
I
Piss,
ended up
Miss
winning,
Don't
but we were
Miss.
both like, GG's, man, because we fought so hard. Like, Mira is actually really fucking sweaty. Can I curse? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mira's actually really
Hell
fucking
yeah.
sweaty.
You can say whatever you want.
Yeah, man.
however you
Don't sleep on Mira. She plays.
Yeah.
She games.
Yeah, people don't know. They just think, oh, that's
Yeah,
the Sims
no.
girl. I'm
Mira
like,
beat your
no,
ass.
I can shoot some shit. I do some shit. Okay, I do some shit. I can hear.
Right.
Look,
All right,
I always say, Miss Piss, Miss Don't Miss. They hate when I say that shit, but I'm so serious. Miss Piss, Miss Don't Miss, and I
Period.
pick Moira.
Just pissing all over people.
That
No R.
ass.
Kelly.
Pee on the team. Oh
I have an
Okay.
icebreaker
What's up?
for all three of us.
Okay.
Oh shit.
And
Okay.
it's gonna be really, really simple. What do
Oh,
you do?
man.
All right.
You're always tough for
Oh,
me.
no.
Because I end up wanting to kill everybody.
Same.
I was gonna
Had
do
to.
three. Since we're all gamers, I was gonna do 3 video game characters, but I couldn't
Okay.
think of 3 fine video game characters. That's top of my head.
I mean, Overwatch got a
True.
bunch of them.
I don't know any.
Nice?
Damn.
Damn. They got one big.
So first one I'm gonna
frolic and
say.
stuff.
Wait, what? What was that?
That new Overwatch character.
Oh, Maui, Gao, something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
He is fine. He's big.
Sadie's, you might want to look that up.
He's like The Rock on steroids, which you can't even like really imagine. But yeah,
I don't find anybody persuaded attractive.
heard.
So then why are we
Yeah,
doing the
that's-
fuck Mary
that's
Kim
actually
with
really
the game
good.
characters?
I wasn't. I was saying I was gonna do.
Ah,
Okay.
I don't remember what those 3 were. Now.
damn. We're throwing
Yeah.
Mercedes off. We need to be
Oh.
quiet.
We'll just skip
Okay,
it.
yeah.
We'll skip it. So let's go to Matt. What stories you got?
Shit, I actually didn't find anything that was worth talking about this week, to be honest with you. Because when I looked up, it wasn't nothing worth chatting about.
That's so crazy. I wish I could have been here during the Drake
Yeah.
and Kendrick Lamar beef. We would have been here for days.
That was some shit to work
Yeah.
through because I haven't listened to Drake in so long and I hadn't listened to Kendrick in so long. So I was playing catch up during that. And Sadie's was just like, why are we even talking about Drake?
Facts. Just fuck him.
Sadie's was like,
Exactly.
Fuck
Fuck
Drake.
him. Fuck him.
And I'm like, but I want to see what's going on. It is fuck him, but I want to see what's
I don't blame
happening.
you. It was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. Just researching and going back. I'm like, damn. especially that night where they had like the twofer, the double diss track drop, whatever shit.
It was amazing.
That shit was madness.
Historic day.
That
Very
ass.
historic day.
What's up with you, Sadie's? You seen anything worth talking about? Okay, because I ain't see. No, it's just like basic stuff, birthdays, deaths, things. Just things that
That's what I have.
part of life.
So let's say the 18th. So early this morning, or last night, depending on how you look at it, Justin Timberlake was arrested in Sag Harbor. I'm not even sure where Sag Harbor is. It sounds like one of them
It
rich
sounds like New York. Sag Harbor's New York.
But Justin, what happened was allegedly he blew past a stop sign a little more than half a mile away from the American Hotel, which also sounds like a place that costs a lot of money and is not my business. But he was there partying with friends. That they started following him, at which point they say that he failed to stay in a straight line on the road, and that they followed him for another half a mile before they turned on their cop lights, and that Justin eventually pulled over in an intersection of a residential neighborhood, and they say that he had bloodshot and glassy eyes. He had a strong odor of alcohol on his breath. He had slurred and slow speech. He was unsteady on his feet. And he performed poorly on all the sobriety tests. Justin allegedly says, I had one martini and I followed my friends home. And there's also videos of him this morning walking around looking distressed because he was charged with one count of driving with intoxication. His court date is July the 26th, where he has I'm guessing, a very expensive lawyer. But he failed to breathalyze and he's out. And so my question to y'all is, how fucking do you have to be famous?
I guess as stupid as Justin Timberlake.
I just feel like when you reach a certain status and a certain level of wealth, people be feeling like they could just do whatever. Like
that's nothing but
because they know somebody somewhere is a fan.
That's nothing but ego. That's what drives you to make decisions like that, is pure ego. Like, you thought because you're Justin Timberlake, you can get away with this thing. And the cop is going to be like, oh man, my wife loved you back in 1999. And then you're going to get off with a slap on the wrist. And you know what I mean? Like,
because that's probably what he's used to. That's probably what he's used to.
How do you feel about Justin Timberlake?
Man, I used to love JT. I'm not gonna lie. I used to fucking love him. It's gonna be May. Like, I used to make the joke every year. I used to look forward to that joke every year.
Wait, did you love Justin or did
I love Justin and NSYNC? But
specifically,
yeah, Justin actually was my favorite member in NSYNC. Yeah, that little curly fro did something for me. I don't know why. I'm sorry. What'd you say, Sadie's?
I was like, we could talk about boy bands.
Oh man, all day I could talk about that.
I'm gonna chime in when y'all talk about B2K because I didn't listen.
I have nothing to say.
Yes,
I have nothing to say.
Our pre-love and hip hop. I have nothing.
That's crazy. You don't like B2K? Wow. Really? Whoa.
This is why we opposites.
I like immature.
Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, and I
like IMX.
Not if IMX. Damn.
The grandfathers of
not IMX. Oh wow, you took it back.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's Omarion's uncle, Marcus Houston, aka Go Home, Roger.
His weird pedophilic ass too. And so that's another reason why I don't like JT now, is because he's been very problematic throughout his career, his solo career. He always was doing this black accent shit. Oh no.
Y'all terrible.
Oh man.
Bro, I wasn't even gonna talk about this.
One thing about them tables.
Yo, I actually forgot. Oh, y'all terrible.
Speaking of pedophiles as well. Did you see what you said about her post on?
No. What did she say?
Wait, what she say?
Well, let me pull up the exact quote. I don't want to.
It's petty,
I'm screaming.
I'm not petty. It's just like someone has said in the comments too. They said Nicki and Kanye are the exact same person. I'm like, you are a fucking.
That's awful.
Okay, where is it? Christian Rock is about to be extradited to Oklahoma for fighting.
Extradited to Oklahoma. Yeah, they still be on there fighting because they was in my server talking about, baddies is on. I said they still be whooping each other's ass on baddies.
Apparently every week. Because every week there's a new video that goes up about somebody beating somebody up.
Oh my God. Why they enter? I don't understand niggas entering a war zone for $2,000 a season, if that's even what they get. Like, they don't, no, the people don't be getting all of that to be sitting there getting beat on, teeth pulled out, hair pulled out, and all you walked away with was $1 to $2,000. Like, no.
Awful. What bill you finna pay with that?
Like, MMA fighters, but a lot lower
Which
pay.
is crazy because MMA fighters notoriously get paid shit. So,
damn, yeah, no, it's still worse than them.
They probably get paid more than female basketball players.
Oh,
we'll have to see.
Oh,
we'll have to look that
no.
up.
No, they don't. But yeah, it's
just pretty bad all around.
I don't see the exact quote of what she said. I'm pretty sure I've been and
as you should.
I was.
But she basically said, "Happy Father's Day for all the daddies out there. Fuck what your baby mama is talking about. Your sperm did what it was supposed to do. Go do your big one today." That was basically this. And I'm like, yo, having sex with a woman does not make you father. The fuck? Because you inseminated a woman one time and gave her one sex. She ended up having no baby because she lived in Texas.
Wait a minute.
Damn, that's so specific.
You can't
you can't do it in Georgia either. My friend was forced to have twins this year because she couldn't get an abortion. Yeah, it's rough.
No exception.
It's really rough.
Oh, and then if you go out of state and get one to come back, then they will charge. Yeah. Or remember I told you about that guy who's suing that woman who got an abortion
in another state or something?
He did what to the woman?
Sued her. She got pregnant by this. She got pregnant by this dude, and she didn't tell him that she was getting an abortion. I don't think she even told him that she was pregnant. One in the state, she had an abortion. She came back. He found out. I don't know if she told him whatever, but he is legally suing her for they're not together, they're not in a relationship.
How the fuck you gonna sue somebody for having an abortion and you're not even? That's insane. Yeah, for real. That's actually insane. It's all about controlling women's bodies. This world is going.
That's what it all comes down to. It's depressing as hell.
Women's bodies. Well, yo, look at me.
You're really good. You've been segueing your ass off the whole time. Keep going.
Have y'all seen Paula Deen lately?
Paula Deen.
Oh, she looked like I saw her this morning.
She look okay?
Not this morning. No.
You know?
You look like you ever go on a camping trip and you making a s'mores and your marshmallow is just barely
I've never
melting
been camping, but
and it's oozing. That's what Paula Deen looks like right now.
Oh my God.
All that
she looked like a little raisinette.
Oh my God.
And they was like, that's what you get for being a racist
I'm gonna
bitch.
look at Paula Deen.
She looked like a little soggy raisin.
Soggy raisin?
A little soggy racist.
Like a soggy raisin. Like a little albino raisin or some shit. Like I was like, I don't know. She looked toe up.
She looked like a Charmin toilet paper roll.
Wait,
that's another thing. When I look, because they did like a side by side with her, and I was like, it's not that big of a difference.
Skinny?
I think so. Yeah.
Super skinny, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, she definitely looks different.
This what racism will do.
She definitely looks different. Holy shit. Whoa. Yeah, that don't even look like Paula Deen. That's crazy.
No.
Do y'all have any idea how old Joe Biden?
He's got to be in his 80s.
What is he, like 84 or something?
That sounds about right. Like 82, 84.
Why, did something happen to him too?
I'll have to ask Marissa.
No, I'm just mentioning because one of the news articles I'm seeing is
he's 81.
That orange one, he just turned 78.
The orange one did what?
The orange one turned 78 a few days ago.
Wow.
Oh, 78?
Mm-hmm. Wait, is this Cancer season?
Cancer?
Does it mean Cancer?
Is that next?
It's Gemini.
No, this is Gemini.
Oh, yeah.
Cancer
that makes sense. Okay.
Late June to mid-July is Cancer.
Mm-hmm. Cancer, yeah.
But that's all I have. I don't know nothing else. Y'all haven't heard nothing? I guess we can go to the main topic.
I think I got one thing, but I don't know. Why do people? So y'all know the streamer Kai Cenat, right? Did y'all see the shit about Kai Cenat and how I guess they invited him to Northwest's birthday? Yeah, and they invited him to hang out with her or whatever because I think he's like her favorite streamer and everybody's like making a big deal about it. And I'm like, people are like, bro, if I got money, or my family got money, and I say I want to meet my favorite streamer or my favorite celebrity, my favorite whatever, and they could get them to come like see me and show up for my birthday, like that's cool. Like why everybody acting like that? So I don't know. I don't really see the big deal, but people is like losing.
I think it's because of
How you feel about
the
it?
type of content Kai makes.
He makes,
And he clearly is like for kids, but I don't think his content is appropriate for kids, if that makes sense.
that
I
makes
think he
sense.
does
That makes
a
perfect
lot
sense.
that he shouldn't do. And he says a lot that he shouldn't say. And he kind of feeds into this, I would say, somewhat incel-ish activities and thought processes. And he's also a creep himself. And also he's hung out with creeps because apparently I like you too. It's crazy that you don't remember me because I used to be in your chat a good bit. But it's okay. That's what she was asking me, like, oh, how do you know each other? I'm like, you don't know who I am? Like, I know you. I thought we knew. Never mind. It's fine.
How was this, like 3 years ago?
No. It's like I used to watch you when you played Knockout City.
Yeah,
Oh,
that game
wow.
has
I've
been
been in
canceled for a
your
minute.
stream recently, is what I'm saying. This year.
Do you ever hold on? This might be a conversation.
maybe
for when
offline.
we're done. But do you ever play that
Huh?
game? Because I'm about to play
Wait, what
it this
game?
week. I'm about to play that game this week.
Oh, it's
Knockout
back?
City. I don't know if you want to play it or not.
How is back?
No, it's in the private server, so it's not.
See, I
it's
never
not
played, but I loved
totally
watching you play because you were really, really good. And you were really cocky. I loved it.
Fucking hoes up.
I loved how cocky
I'm really that
Mercedes. If you guys don't know, go watch her old stuff. If she still has it up, go watch her old Knockout City stuff. It's really good content. Very entertaining.
I mean, this is not the news story, but it goes with what you were just talking about. I personally have watched maybe 60 seconds of his content, so I really couldn't tell you. I don't. I always talk about this, like how I have like a strong sense of right and wrong. Like I feel like somebody's problematic and horrible, and not only do I
Exactly. Same.
Adjacent to them, yeah.
And I used to have a friend who I think the modern English term would be clout chaser, who I just know one day I'm going to see them playing a game on his. I just know I'm going to see it one day.
But
speaking of him, I do have a segue. Y'all know Juice Key?
Yes.
Yeah, he got ranked the funniest.
So Complex Magazine ranked Juice Key as the funniest person on the internet.
Just crazy to me.
How you feel about that?
I'm going to tell y'all the top 5. Number 2 is Ben the Dawn.
Who is that?
Black
I don't even know
who
half
that
these people
is.
were on that list.
Number 3 is Mark Phillips and Artie Zero. Another
right.
Black
I don't know why they separated them.
Is somebody called Tra Rags.
Yeah, that dude. Yeah, that one.
Number 5 is Theo Vaughn, who I also don't fuck with.
Who?
Number 6 is Funny Marco, who I also
okay. No.
7 is Virgo Dola, and 8 is Desi Banks.
Yeah, no.
I don't either.
Malik B and
you should stay on Facebook.
No women to be seen.
No, it's women, but they later down the line, and I felt bad because it's 2 women. It's 2 women, and I remember one from Instagram, and the other girl I don't know at all. But I'm like, good for her though.
Kai is number 14. The first woman is number 12. I don't know who this
What's
is,
the name?
but she's funny. Zoe
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I've never seen her before.
And the only other woman is New York Nate. She's the one who.
And I know her from Instagram.
Yeah, she's on TikTok a whole lot, making videos about going to bodega and Jennifer and whatever. Yeah, and those are the only 2 women on the top on that list.
And only 2 women as well.
Yeah, I have very strong opinions about this as someone who has been told. As someone who's been told that they're hilarious a lot, like I get told that I'm funny a lot. It's really see, that's not even a joke, and she's laughing.
Vince Staples should have been higher on that shit. Where's
that
Vince
comment
Staples?
is mad humble. You're like, yo, as somebody who's been told that my pussy tastes like watermelon juice on its first day, and when I'm supposed
to,
yo, but serious though. I'm serious. I didn't think I was funny until a bunch of people would tell me over and over again, like, no, man, you're funny, you're hilarious. Da, 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 da. Even Mira has told me this before. So I'm like, I guess I'm funny. So as someone who's been told this and now believes it themselves, this list is very disappointing is the lightest thing I can say.
Where the fuck is
I
my
literally
name,
was like,
bro?
where am I
I
at?
was
'Cause
available.
I'm funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I'm funnier than pretty much everyone on this list. Easily top 5. Easily top 5.
I personally feel like I don't necessarily like Drew. I feel like out of all of them, probably Drewski makes me laugh the most because his scenarios, when I do see them, they be shit that really like it's real shit. But I also am like, is he the funniest or he just the most visible? Because he's also the person that I see the most. Like, I feel like he has like the best visibility across like all of social media, where like some of these comedians, I only know them from Instagram. This one I only know from YouTube. I only know that one from TikTok. I only know this person from Twitter, Twitch, whatever. Drewski is like the one that I see. It don't matter what social media, where, whatever. I feel like he's like the most visible.
I just don't think Kai should be on the list at all. Like, what does Kai do that's funny?
I don't find him funny.
Little nigga runs around and screams and does dumb shit.
Yeah, I don't. He just to me, he just living his best life and just being silly. But I don't really necessarily find that like funny.
I don't think it's.
I'm like, okay.
I don't think it's entertaining. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's cute. Like, nothing he does anything
just
for
having
me.
Fun.
To be honest,
Damn.
nothing.
Damn.
Nothing. I just don't like that kid. I don't like what he stands for. I don't like the company he keeps. I don't like what he does. I don't like the content that he makes. I hate the way that you talk, the way that you
Damn.
walk.
I was about to say, you sounding real Kendrick right now. It's giving Kendrick.
Like, I can't. I don't know. I don't get it. Like, good for him. Kudos to him. For the
I mean, I can't say I feel that much different. So.
Yeah, just does nothing for me. It might be a little too old for the kind of content he makes. But
yeah, that's what I've had to realize with like the wave of like these newer younger creators that like everybody's not for it. You know, people the older folks be talking shit and they be like da da da, and it's like it's not not for us. That's not our content. Yeah,
and that's okay. That's okay.
Paul Wall. Oh, hold on. I want to talk about
Paul
Wall. Okay, so I have 2 news stories in one. So Paul Wall was, I think he was at the Houston. He was definitely at the Houston show, and he's at the Oscars for Megan Thee Stallion. I did not know.
Oh, I'm surprised.
Even though I support her with all my heart, I don't like her.
Damn.
Whoa.
I love her.
I was not expecting you to say that at all. Wow, that was shocking.
I just don't like her. I don't like her rapping voice.
Okay, I can see that.
But I think she's amazing, and I will always be outspokenly in love with her as a person. I think she deserves nothing but happiness and flowers and endless cuddling.
Okay.
But Paul Wall was at multiple shows, and I don't know if y'all saw the clip for Paul Wall. If y'all don't know, Paul Wall is
baby.
Is what?
Houston. And I used to take Zumba classes with his wife as the instructor, and he would come through.
Nice.
And that was when he was like bigger. He's smaller now, but it was wild seeing all these comments. Black women love them.
They do. They really do.
Yeah.
And I understand it, but Crystal Wall, his wife, will let you out. But Megan, I remember seeing a new clip of Megan on stage at her show, and she was selling. She worked there in North Carolina. She was selling weed, and she would blow that weed smoke over here. I don't want to be if I get high, I'm not going to or something like that, and the show will be over. And the amount of people,
offended.
Check that out. They get the comments who were like, "Oh well, they paid their money so they think they can do what they want."
Crazy.
And I'm like, no, it's called boundaries. One is business, so it's not legal for nobody, with the exception of maybe 0.0005% people with like serious medical issues are allowed to have weed legally. That's number one. Number two, take an edible. Number three, as somebody who doesn't want to smell your weed smoke, I also would appreciate it if y'all didn't smoke weed at concerts, especially when it's not legal in that place to do so.
Yo, I went to her New York show, and when I tell you, I was fucking surrounded. Like,
sucks.
I'm like, yo, what's that smell? I look, the couple in front of me smoking, the girls behind me smoking, the people next to me smoke. I'm thinking it's just the people in front of me. I'm literally surrounded. People in front of me, behind me, and the side of me smoking. You come out the concert late. I'm sure I did. Come out the concert later, and the dude was like, "Yeah, I seen you in there. You know what I'm saying? Da, 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 da. I was the one smoking." Da, da, da. I'm like, "Not you too." I said, "So everybody just gets high at concerts? Like, has this always been a thing?" Cause I ain't been to no show since college, and I was like, "This is a lot." Even in college, we were drinking shit before the show. We come there high or drunk or whatever, but like just sitting
in
there
the venue is
smoking.
wild.
Yeah, they just in Madison Square Garden lighting up. I said, "Whoa, Nelly!"
No, whoa, Nelly.
I was trying to be sober for the show.
Whoa, Nelly is the title of the episode. Just real clear.
I agree. I think it should definitely be called Whoa, Nelly. I second it. Yeah, but it's been a minute since I've been at a concert too.
story.
But I would be pissed if I was a sober person and I didn't smoke, and now I'm high because of you, and you won't stop smoking. Like it's just really.
But also, I don't want to walk around smelling
that
like
too.
weed.
It's very inconsiderate.
I don't care for the smell of weed. I partake, but I like to partake and eat my edible and go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? I partake in solitude. So I don't like being high in public. I don't like being high around people. And it's similar to what Megan was saying. That shit is relatable. Like it triggers my anxiety. That shit would trigger my anxiety getting high with all them people around like that. I'm like, oh my gosh,
like hell, being high on that stage with all them,
all
those
lights and stuff. Yeah, and then you got to remember your routine, your words, and then that's just too much. Like if you're not someone who smokes regularly, trying to perform while being high is a nightmare for you as an entertainer.
I can only imagine. Jesus, also remembering everything. Yeah, what's up?
It's not just weed. If somebody smokes cigarettes around me, I am the bitch who will look at your eye and tell you, not around me.
I hate secondhand smoke. I grew up with smokers. It's the worst. It is the fucking worst. Like my chest, I immediately know when someone's smoking because I know the smell so well. You could be smoking like 15, 30 feet away from me and I'll smell it. I'll be like, someone's smoking, and I'll like get away because I don't want to smell that shit. Hurts my chest, hurts my nose. I went to the car last week. The worst.
I went to the car last week, and whoever rented it before or the time before that had smoked cigarettes in the car, and I could every time I got in that car. Disgusting. But I feel like all the stories we've had today have been about people and not being shit. I have a really good story that will make sense.
Okay, here we go.
And Fuzzy, all right, what you got?
I don't know what that is.
A piece of cookie?
It's like
is that a pizza?
Giant, warm skillet chocolate chip.
Wow.
And they put ice cream on top.
A couple times.
A couple times, okay.
But I'm working on my back titties, so I can't eat like that.
Can we talk about how hard it is to get rid of
Oh my God. I've been at this shit for 7 months and I'm still like, you're still here?
Yeah, they starting to form, and I don't need them to form no more.
They won't go away.
I rebuke you.
Fucking insane.
I rebuke them.
Back is the worst place.
It is. It's so hard to target.
My back and my arms where I get because if you have back fat, not only does it, make you look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, but also it eliminates your ass. Like it will give you a flat back. You have a big bag.
Yeah.
And an average person like that. Anyway.
Oh no!
About my trauma.
Hi.
Happy Pride, everyone. By the way,
happy Pride.
Hi, nice to meet you. Marlon Wayans.
Oh yes, ally. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Listen, when we talk about people having the ability to change, people have the ability to change even if they don't want to, if they need to change for somebody that they care about. And this is a positive situation of that app. So Marlon Wayans recently did a LGBTQ plus pride photo shoot. I'll be honest, the photos are the funniest. Like, it looked like somebody's cousin was like, Marlon, can you come by in 20 minutes and post something together?
Damn.
And look, he's wearing Michael Jackson's Scream music video, silver astronaut pants, a bucket hat with a rainbow trim around it, a rainbow flag, a rainbow blanket wrapped around his body. And then, you know how you be going to Chuck E. Cheese and they have the ball pits? He has those ball pits under his ass on the floor. So that's literally on a white background. That's the whole photo. But it's, it's
cute in its own way.
So he did this in support of his child. I want to say, I'm sorry, I don't have it in this article that I'm looking at, but I want to say his child is transgender. I believe that's it, but it's possible that his child is perhaps queer, but I feel like it's transgender. But he has obviously been getting hate because he's Black, and Black people are not allowed to be open-minded to a lot of
It's a good segue. Okay, you saw viewers. We were here.
Okay,
Come on
segue.
So he, of course, is clapping back, and he posted on Instagram. He said he posted the pictures. He posted more pictures, and he said, I'm just here for the hate mongers. I'm gonna post
Wait.
another." And he said, "As a father of a child in the LGBTQ plus community, I show my support. Zero fucks what people think. If I lost you, good. Your hateful ass never loved me in the first place. How can you love anyone when you're too busy judging? Some of y'all funny. I'm a troll. I'll post all day. Happy Pride to all my friends, family, fans, and loved ones. I hope you're happy." And then his initial one, he like tagged everybody that helped with the photo shoot. And he said, "P.S. I'm straight. Well, according to my child, I'm also cisgender. I just love and support my people." So because he said that, I also think that I think his child might be not
Yeah.
But slow clap on me.
We love allies. We need allies. We wouldn't get as far as we've gotten without allies. So it's very important. That's how you show allyship.
More importantly, that's a man.
True.
It's so black a man stand up
That's
for what's
tough.
right and like not care about any fallout that he might get from it. That is so attractive.
Agreed.
Because so many times we have people who don't speak out and have the platform. Let's not even go into how many people are not speaking about like Palestine. How many people in the black community do not speak up like Megan Thee Stallion and segue. I'm just I don't like that. I don't like that. But I love
Yeah. He definitely got
I might have to watch White Chicks again.
Wait, what? White Chicks? You're gonna watch White Chicks?
I'm not.
I looked it up on Twitter, and somebody said, and just like that, I'm gonna go watch White Chicks again. I was like,
You should. Everybody support Marlon Wayans over the weekend. Over the week, please, because he's probably going to need it. You can't be pro LGBTQ out here without some kind of backlash or consequence.
Speaking of backlash, Kalani has been very vocal about the support. Huh?
Can I tell you some of the comments on his post?
Yeah.
What's up?
Somebody said, "Bye. This is why he's my least favorite Wayne." Which, how the fuck can Marlon be your least favorite Wayne when Keenan is
not Keenan?
Damn.
But anyway.
Oh my god.
Somebody else said, "Y'all hate everything but y'all absent fathers." Direct hit.
Clock it. Clock it.
And of course, it's a lot of black women who are aggressively
You're so silly.
Black men are open-minded. Because all these comments are from black women. If we promoted the unity in the black community,
your own people,
this will be unstoppable. I get that he supports his child, but is all this necessary? This agreement isn't hate. I can't wait until this month is over. These are the top rated and most liked comments.
Oh no.
And all of them are for black men.
No.
So if I'm gonna talk shit about black men, I'm just gonna put that out there. This is all we're gonna talk about blackness in a bit.
Yeah.
So it's like, am I pro black? Am I pro black woman? Or am I just pro common sense? And I think at this point I might be pro common sense. Because black women do be embarrassed.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to homophobia and transphobia.
Yes. Speak on it.
Yeah.
But we'll save that for the blackness. Mira, I'm so sorry. Go ahead and continue.
It's fine. Yeah, because that shit, oh God. Oof, I got stories. But yeah, Kalani has been very open and vocal in her support for Palestinians. She's been on her Free Palestine for a minute now, calling out people, bringing awareness to it for a while. And I saw something today that pretty much said that, like, because of her openness and her, being verbal and out there and not just putting on stupid ass pins and like trying to subtly support while not trying to piss people off. Apparently people are like pulling back on collaborating with her on songs.
Whoa.
They're passing over collaborating on songs with her. She just, I think, went live and talked about it. I just saw a video where her talked about it. And companies, no, she didn't. And companies are pulling out on brand deals and stuff with her. Like they trying to people are pulling back from working with her because of it. But she didn't name names because all I kept saying, she needs to name some fucking names and name the names. I want her to name names too.
I don't give a fuck if you don't name names. So
you You don't give a
Low
fuck
key, I need her to name
if she
some names,
does
some
or doesn't.
names. If she don't name names,
No, I'm if she doesn't name names, then I don't give a fuck if she's losing on collaborations. Name the people that I need to no longer support.
Oh, that's okay.
I get what you're saying, because it's like, if
Like,
you're not gonna say it, then what's the point?
I told y'all not even 30 minutes ago, I'm very black and white with justice and treating people fair and treating people with love and respect.
Does it feel straddly to you?
This is what I'm talking about. People are afraid to speak out on what is right because they don't want to miss out on the bag. That's 100%, or they don't want to miss out on the. That's why we have so many fucking toxic content creators in this fucking community that we have that are black and they're homophobic, they're sexist, they're horrible. They make all these jokes, but they have celebrity guests, so nobody's gonna clock them out. You know, I remember I made one comment about Kai Cenat.
Oh God.
On somebody else's stream. I wasn't even streaming.
Yeah.
I made one throwaway comment. I got so many hate comments the next day on all my YouTube videos.
No way.
Bro, I wasn't even.
Wow.
And it was on a queer black woman stream.
Wow.
Her community was still like so angry at me.
Damn. That's backwards. I kind of see what Sadie's is saying. Because it's Kalani and she's already doing so much and losing so much, I kind of disagree with that take because she's already losing the deals and the things. So, but on the other hand, since you're already losing, why not just go full balls to the wall and name the names and just put it out there? But it's hard to do that since you're already losing things. Like, do you want to lose even more? Do you want to lose everything?
Everything. Yeah, because I was thinking about that too when I was reading it and I was looking it up and I was like, I mean, yeah, that's what comes with the territory. When you're vocal and you speak out on what's right and what's wrong, you lose money. Now you see the effects of that. Like you can't have both. You can't have the brand deals, the money, the collaborations, the superstardom, and then speak out on genocide and death and war in the world and pissing off shareholders and the people who, you know what I'm saying? You can't have both.
Because we're pretty much like ruled by Israel. We have a lot of like money from them here and we exchange money back and forth between the US and Israel. It's very politics. So if you speak up against Israel, you're pretty much fucked.
I want to clarify. I do not blame Kehlani for not naming names, especially because she has lost out on these opportunities. Yeah. I'm saying I personally will not care if she doesn't. I won't care about that situation for her. But I understand that she would. I would also argue that speaking out on what's right and wrong has a much stronger consequence on women than men.
Agreed.
Oh, absolutely.
Agreed. And if they're frying her light skin ass up, then Jesus Christ, don't let her be dark skinned. They would have put her ass on a fucking cross.
Can't be a woman of color.
They do that.
Okay.
Even if it's directly about you, if you're making the stallion, if you're a Monique, it does not matter.
You're going to hell. You're going to burn. You're going to fry.
But you can go on SNL and say George Bush doesn't care about black people and there's no consequences. You can go on the VP stage and say that Taylor shouldn't have won.
But he was right in both of those instances, though. And I hate defending Kanye West, but he was right in both of those instances.
He was. Not only was he right, but I feel like him getting away with those things kind of set the stage for like a lot of the fuck shit he's been saying the past few years. Because it's like, you let me do that. He just keep pushing further and further with it.
It's like, oh man, Kanye, that wacky guy. And now it's, oh, Kanye, you should probably take your meds.
Damn. I'm so sad. I used to love his music.
I used to be a huge Kanye fan. When that whole Taylor Swift thing went down, I was one of the people defending him. Like, no, fuck Taylor Swift. She didn't deserve that award. Fuck her.
Damn. Oh, don't let the Swifties hear this shit.
Yo, the Swifties be going.
Yo, the Swifties be going in.
I can't stand her.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I didn't know her fan base was so toxic.
They're crazy. They're actually crazy.
They like white barbs. Well, no, barbs be white too. But
they're weird as hell.
Oh, it's
real bad. All these stands and fandoms are terrible. And don't even get me started on K-pop.
Terrible.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's better. I like that comparison.
She was wearing like
I was gonna say white barbs, and I'm like, no, barbs be white too.
True.
She was wearing a dress that had like a lot of beauty. She was like a lampshade.
Y'all paying thousands of dollars to watch that.
Top dollar.
Anyway, I think that's going to do it for this segment of the mess. Let's go ahead and start on our main topic of discussion this week. This week we'll be talking about pretty much all things black. Be fairly unstructured, handled conversation. So I think maybe we started out with
That's so tough for me to answer because blackness can mean so many different things, and it's different for everyone. I feel. At least I think it's
I got an answer.
okay. Then you go because I really don't have one.
One of my first instances of realizing like black men,
Hmm.
like that's what was me, and my mom was on me, and she was frying up
Mm.
with black eyed peas, and just like a whole like dish, which was rare because my mother can and could not.
Oh,
So this was
Oh
a
wow.
very, but I remember looking at my mama and then looking at the television. And I want to say it might have been this some TV program when they
oh, so cool.
and and I remember seeing the juxtaposition of seeing both of them and like carrying them also like Sade,
Mm.
Rita Baker. And I remember thinking like this is black woman, this black femininity as I'm learning it. Obviously I didn't have a complex idea because this was like when I was like 5 or 6, but I remember having like that sense of belonging in that situation.
Mm. Well, I have like not a similar story, but I have a story that's, it's the first time I was made aware I was black. I guess I'll do that.
Oh.
And it was actually in
Okay.
kindergarten. I was 3 years old, and a white boy called me a nigger. And so I went, yeah, this is a true story. It starts young. It starts very young.
Babies. Yeah.
When
Oh
you're,
yeah.
when
I
you're
know.
raised in that environment, it starts a lot younger than you think it does. So I was called a nigger. I went home and I asked my mom, I was like, am I black? Because I didn't know. My mom always taught us to not, she didn't introduce that kind of stuff to us, especially since I was 3. You know, she's like, you have the rest of your life.
You wouldn't think
Right.
you'd
Like
have
you have
to
the rest of your life
do
to know that you're
early.
fucking black. But, I found out when I was 3. So I was like, am I black? She's like, what? Why are you asking me that? I was like, because some boy called me a nigger. She was like, what? I was like, yeah, what's a nigger? But I knew it was bad.
He didn't even know what
I
the
knew
fuck
it was
was.
bad.
Yeah.
All I knew
Derogatory,
is it
and
was
then it's being
bad.
said in a derogatory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mary, do you remember the first time someone called you that?
I don't remember being called that, but I do remember experiencing a lot of colorism in kindergarten. Like I can identify what it was now, right? Okay, that was clearly colorism. Because I don't know what the hell my mom was thinking, but for a while she put me in a school. Like I'm from Bushwick, so like Bushwick is like full of Hispanic people, where like black people weaved in, and a lot of Afro Latina people live there. But like it's much less like black folks than like Hispanic folks there. But she put me in the school where literally I was like, I'm like me like 10-1. I'm like one of the only, if not one of 2 only non-Afro Latina black students in the whole class or in the whole school at a point, right? And they would just be mean to me and say, oh, she's black this, and we was having arguments about who's black, who you black and you black and you black. Mind you, it's Panamanian kids darker than me. I'm talking about like blue black, like real dark skin, hair thicker, you black, and I'm like, and so are you. Like what is happening here, right? So like I go home and I talk to my dad about it. And you know what I'm saying? And my dad sits down and explains to me about like, racism and like how other nationalities of people behave about racism, and pretty much how white supremacy has us all fucked up. He had to have that conversation with me super early. And I'm talking about, I was like 4 or 5 years old, like
Same.
and having to talk to me about like colorism and like how people are gonna treat you and behave towards you because of the color of your skin. So like having to navigate through that in school. But yeah, had to have that conversation ridiculously early. Even with my niece too, because she came to me crying, talking to me about it when she was 7 about shit. Because she's lighter, but she was crying about stuff that she saw other kids experience. Like she was able to identify something was wrong, and she came and talked to me about it. So, yeah, that's the first instances I remember, real early.
Yeah.
We definitely gonna have to go into colorism after this, but I just want to share. I remember my first recollection of being called the N word was online, and I made a whole YouTube video of it, and it was by a very famous and rich beauty influencer.
Wow.
I will say that their name rhymes with Jeffrey Bar,
No.
and
Not shocked.
What?
and their friend went on, at the time there was, this is like MySpace days. I went on
Yeah.
my wall for this website. It wasn't MySpace, it was something similar. And they went on my wall and they called me like a greased up monkey and we're all this stuff. And I remember it was the very first time I'd ever put makeup on and taken selfies. And it was the first time I felt pretty because nobody had ever told me I was pretty my entire life, especially at that point.
Oh.
So I remember I posted them already nervous, and then those were the comments that I got, and I never forgot that.
That's awful.
It was like a 1 to 2 point. So it's fuck that guy forever.
It's always some white.
But I want to talk about
some white boy. It's always some white boy. So weird.
Like colorism. Okay, just for, I guess technically with like against my will, I'm like
against my will is crazy.
I'm an unwilling. Like, so I'll just preface that. So,
this nigga here.
But going back to what Mira said, and I definitely want to hear more about what Mira was talking about. But I will say, like, I had to grow into appreciating the movement that I had.
Yeah.
Because I remember growing up and watching like Hillary Banks, Jasmine Guy on Different World, Denise on The Cosby Show, all these, Lisa Turtle. All these women that I saw on all my favorite shows were light-skinned Black girls who were also bougie and high maintenance, and that's what I aspired to be. So I remember when people would call me Black or say things like, "You're smart for a Black girl," whatever the thing would be, I would be offended because I was like, I want to be known as Mercedes. I don't want to be known as Black. And it wasn't until I got to college and I made Black female friends for pretty much. Not for the first time, but like having my entire friend group basically being Black women or queer people and like embracing it and loving it. It was like a complete 180. And so I'm really, really grateful for that experience. But I will say, so firstly, I don't know if I had similar experiences, but the one to be in my mostly white Southern textile system was to be dark skin. That was the worst. And I remember not feeling like I had the right to say anything. I was like, oh, it's just I'm just trying to make it through high school, girl. I'm the fat Black girl. I already have a time. I don't have it in me to just defend anybody if I don't have to. And I know the few times that I did, it didn't help.
Oh.
But how did colorism, how did it affect your worldview? How did you see? How did you experience it?
You want to go Mira or
me? Or I mean, with me, honestly, it didn't really start hitting me till if I be on college. So like in college, right? And I went to college, I was like 16 or whatever. So I'm that young, I'm here, I'm in school. And around the time of college, I started hanging out with a lot of men. Like I had that like girls are too much drama phase, but I feel like that's still kind of true in a sense. But I feel like men are drama too, but men will try to fuck you too. So it's like y'all not real friends. You know what I'm saying? Like men are catty, men are drama filled, men are messy, and then they're trying to fuck you on top of all of that. Like hell no, go the fuck over there, right? So yeah, like they be like, oh, girls are too much drama. So are men. But every time you turn around, they try to put their dick in you. So used to hang out with men, right? And one day I just sat down and just like listened to how they talk about women. I listened to how, they would rate different women and like based on what I would know, based off of certain features and things that I know that people typically find attractive, especially in the Black community, shit just wasn't adding up for me. Like I would listen to them talk derogatorily about darker girls who I'm like, she's beautiful. What the fuck are you talking about? And then the girls that they were like, oh, that's a bad bitch. I want her. And I'm like, she's not even more attractive than the girl you just tried to shit on 2 minutes ago. But then I had to realize, oh, she's light skinned. That's all that matters. That's all you got to be. And I feel like in college, it kind of registered for me that like a lot of people look at complexion, they look at weight, they look at everything but people's face. For a lot of people, it's like, it don't matter what your face look like. It don't matter how symmetrical, how whatever. As long as you have certain features that they care about, you know what I'm saying? They don't really look at like people. Like people, okay, you're cute, you're pretty, or whatever. They don't. So, and once I noticed it, I started getting into arguments with everybody because I was like, no, what do you mean? I'm like, she don't look better than her, or this person don't look better than, what the fuck are you talking about? Like straight up arguing. I said, no, I need you to admit to me that you colorist. I need you to admit that you don't like dark skin. Like, you need to just say that, because now you calling people unattractive that's not unattractive, and then you bigging up people that's not as attractive as the people you trying to shit on. I'm like, it's not, nothing's adding up. And then
hold on, you remember those
having those conversations with them,
that were like, maybe she's born to, maybe it's Maybelline. I see all the time. Is she pretty or is she just light skinned?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and that's why that commentary always makes me laugh, because I'm like, okay, people are starting to finally understand something that I realized, like I learned when I was like 16, that like people sometimes don't always have to be attractive. Sometimes they just have to have certain features. Like some of these guys, they be tall, but they don't be cute. You know what I'm saying? But like guys be tall as hell, but they're not. You know, they're not tall. Cute. And then like when I was younger, they'd be like, "Oh, why you messing with the short dude?" Da, da, da. He's fine. You know what I'm saying? And I like him, and that's it. Like I don't care. But yeah, certain features, certain like physical characteristics, if you have those, they don't care about what you look like in the face. And I learned that, and I would have conversations with women and men, and I'm like, well, why'd you say that? Well, why'd you say that? And is she pretty? She likes, like they do that with men too, because women do act like that about men and their complexion. Women do go up about some of these light-skinned dudes, and they don't be cute. I could think of a couple people I grew up around that used to have women lined up around, and I'm like, he's not even like, okay, but light skin with tattoos. Sure. I guess that's all it takes for some of these girls, right?
And men.
I'm weak.
Just give me a beard.
I've grown to appreciate the fuck out of a beard as I grow older.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
What about you, Jewell?
What's my colorism experience?
Like, I guess like,
or when did I like learn about colorism being a real thing? Yeah. Well, just to, never mind. I was going to go recap my little 3-year-old story, but never mind. We'll just fast forward. Because I didn't get to finish the story. It was actually ended really nicely. My mom was like, "You're Jewell." When I asked her, I was like, "Am I black?" She was like, "You're Jewell." And so that was kind of my mindset about blackness until we got older. And then she made us sit down and watch Roots every year. And then that was when I was made painfully aware of what blackness was. And
how old were you when she first made you watch it?
I was 11.
I've still never seen Roots.
It's tough. Don't watch it.
Hell no, I don't watch nothing involving me crying about black people.
Yeah, she would make us watch it like every year for a while. Damn. She made sure we knew, like, you're black. So, but no, yeah. So learning about blackness and having that kind of unity thing never really happened for me until I got older, around the Trayvon Martin era. That's when I really was like,
oh, wow.
Yeah, because my mom already made it like she made sure we knew, like, you're black before anything else in this world. Like, she would tell us that almost every chance she got. She's like, you're black and you're a woman. You have 2 strikes before you go out the door. Don't go out here and act a fucking fool, because they're not going to play with you. Like, that's like, she made us very aware of the world around us. She always kept us very grounded. Anytime we started acting like, oh, this is TV, anytime we ever started getting caught up in like a fantasy, she would yank us back down. Like, no, you're black. You are a black woman. Stop acting like that. You cannot act like that. I never watched Scandal, but you know the father of Olivia
Pope.
Girl,
you missing out.
I know. I need to watch it, right? But you know the father of Olivia Pope, where he's like slamming her down and telling her like, you ain't shit. You're a black bitch. Da, 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 da.
He be eating
That's
her
how my mom was. Not that extreme, but my mom was very like militant and making sure we knew like you're black. So when I walked out into the world, I knew I was black. But then I kind of had the same thing Mercedes had, where it's like, I don't want to be black. Like, this just doesn't, because even,
it doesn't sound fun.
It's right. Like, nothing about it at that time sounded appetizing or attractive. And then you learn more and more about racism, and you're like, man, this fucking sucks. I don't want to be associated with this. And since I'm mixed with a lot, I call myself a mutt, because I'm mixed with a lot of shit, mainly like Native and black. But since I grew up also Native as well, like we went to powwows and everything. Like I always tell people, I have my feather right here. I got my headdress in the room. Like I'm also very Native. So it was always, I felt like I always had to choose. And when I would tell people that, they would always be like, oh, you're native? Oh, I knew you're mixed with something. What? You have to answer all these damn questions.
That ignorance.
So it got,
Lord.
as I got older, it was easier for me to just be like, I'm black. Just fuck it. Because there's no point of me trying to show my culture to you. You're not going to believe it. I have to answer all these questions. And then I'm getting fetishized. So no. So that was like my thing with colorism. And since I went to high school in Georgia, in the South, I didn't experience a lot of colorism. I didn't see a lot because the dark-skinned girls stay getting bagged. So I was the one I was a nerdy kid who was watching anime and shit. That's a whole different discussion, right? That's also part of blackness.
Well, not you, Naruto, running down the hallway.
I didn't do that. But they were white kids that did that. And I was like, oh my God, what's up with them?
Yo, I remember them days.
But
I'm like, y'all niggas look like y'all having fun.
I grew up playing video games since I was 3, and I was watching anime since I was 3. So it was not weird for me. It wasn't like a nerdy thing until you start talking to other black kids and they're like, you watch that shit? I'm like, no. Like, I don't know how to answer this now because it feels like I'm about to get judged because I watch DBZ and Sailor Moon every day. So
I have a 2-part question.
Yeah.
A follow-up question for both of you.
Yeah.
About exactly what you're talking about, black and the limitations of blackness and what's considered to be black and what's considered to be pretty much anti-black.
That's that white people shit.
So first question is, in terms of like what blackness is, what are some things that you've noticed that you've done or that you've been called out on or you've seen that people are like, you're not black if you do this, number 1. And 2, were you ever bullied growing up for not being black?
Yes, to both of those things. I was bullied low-key for being smart. I definitely was bullied for being smart.
Same.
And speaking proper English.
Yes, I got called white girl in Oreo because I spoke proper, which I don't even know what that means, but I spoke proper English. And my mom beat that into us too, like, because, you know, being from West Philly, you're like, yeah, what's up, man? What's up? No, I mean, yeah. And she was like, no, don't bring that in here. You don't talk like that. So she made sure we spoke properly. And then she was one of the people called me Oreo when I got older. So I was like, bitch, what the fuck?
Oh my God.
No, we have the same mom.
Yeah, like, bitch, you the one who told me to fucking do this shit.
What the
fuck? It was so weird. It was all over the place. But yeah, I got made fun of for being into anime, being a nerd, being smart. I got bullied for those things too.
I definitely got bullied a lot as a small child for loving to learn. And I used to also go home and talk to my dad about this. I'm like, Daddy, they keep calling me white, telling me I like to, you like to study, you like that education shit, you da-da-da-da. She thinks she white. And I'm like, where does this come from? And he had to talk to me about like how we are taught to hate ourselves and how we look down on ourselves and that basic thing, pretty much what I expound upon and I talk to people about now, where like when everything around you, every form of media you consume, you're either not seeing yourself, and when you do see yourself, you see yourself in a negative light. And all of the, you know what I'm saying, the imagery, the music, everything is negative when it revolves around you, blackness, and people that look like you. You begin to internalize that. And then you project it onto other people. Like I had a friend who I remember in high school, my dog got hit by a car. And I walked out of class and I sat there and I fucking cried. I remember it was raining and I cried in the rain. That shit looked crazy.
Music video.
I didn't give a fuck. My dog was gone. On some R&B shit. All I needed to do was grab the air. Right. On some, I cried. And my homegirl found me and she was like, bitch, I thought you got into a fight or something. You crying over a fucking dog. That's that white people shit. And I was like, so only white people are not
It's so sad.
We're not human. What's wrong with you? Oh my God, I was so mad. And I talked to my parents about that too. But it's just a lot of things like your interests. One thing I would say, I've never heard that's that white people shit for video games, but it was always, you a girl. You don't play no fucking video games like for that. Real.
Yeah. Come on, misogynoir.
Like music taste, and even rap that's that white people shit rubbed off on me too. Because I would say that about people that listen to rap music what is it? I'll tell you my dirty little secret till I start singing the shit too, and then I was like, music is music.
Right.
I have to know.
But I was that kid. I was that kid. You know what I'm saying? Until haven't you people ever heard of? And I was like, oh shit. Yeah.
I always listened to rock because my parents listened to it, so I already knew about that kind of shit too. But then for some reason, when I got into metal, that's when my mom again turned on me and was like, "This is some white shit. Like this is some demonic."
How
shit.
she flipped on me.
You introduced me to ADC and Van Halen when I was 6 years old. Why are you upset that I'm listening to Linkin Park and SOAD
you delved
and all this
further into the genre?
I'm listening to fucking what's it called, Metallica, and she's like, "What the fuck is this?" I'm like, "Bitch, this is rock. It's a metal.
Oh my god,
it's just another genre."
Yo,
okay, can I just say,
I grew up in an R&B and jazz
True.
household.
I grew up in, we were very well rounded. Like we listened to everything, like Quincy Jones, Michael Jackson, Al Jarreau, Al Green, all this shit.
Oh,
yeah,
I
me
love Al
too.
Jarreau.
Very slept on, but. We grew up in all of these different genres, but for some reason, when I started going into Metallica or metal and hard rock and alternative rock, that was too far. Like, this is your fault. You introduced me to this. The fuck? Sorry, Miss. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna like I was saying like how your mom and my mom have similarities, like saying one thing and then doing the opposite,
Yeah,
like
very
the whole rock
hypocritical.
thing with you. I remember being a young Black girl and telling her I had a crush on a white boy in my class, and her telling me that having crushes on white boys is like this, that, Black.
Oh my god!
And then the only reason I'm not bringing this up for trauma reasons.
Oh my god!
Your mom would have to see me. I'm sorry.
Contact at this point.
You took the wind out my chest. Nigga, what?
She has forgotten all the horrible things she said about my body.
Of course she has. It's very convenient.
But I say this to say because she, as a fat Black woman in her 30s, married a white man.
No way.
And I'm like, oh,
hello?
But
wow.
So currently my stepfather is a white rich Republican.
Oh.
But
my God.
No, in terms of like me getting bullied, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. And it goes back to what both of y'all just said. When you're watching your favorite TV shows, your favorite movies growing up, and people who look like you are never the ones who are pretty or sought after or successful, why would anybody want to be there? Just to being fat. Whenever growing up in the 90s, fat people in movies were horrible. They were the villains. They were colorful.
Everything was a running joke.
Yeah. Horrible.
Fat people was forever a running joke.
The worst thing you could be in the 90s growing up. Fat or Black or gay.
Or a combination of three, good Lord.
And I was
won't even be a combination.
Yeah. So, but I will give some quick examples. Okay. I remember being told that I could not go to an HBCU or join a Black sorority because I wasn't Black enough. I remember that clear as day.
That's right.
I remember, of course, I got Oreo Girl, yellow.
Hello?
Where are you?
That's
where
a new
are you
one.
yellow at?
Always.
I ain't never heard that shit before.
Where's the yellow?
I sent you a picture of me because I got called this from like up until 6th grade. It's actually me because I'm currently tan.
Yeah.
But I will say, like when I was younger, I was much more high yellow. So the Black kids would call me banana, and the white kids would call me Oreo, and the white kids would tell me. Up until literally college, white kids would question my Blackness.
Yeah.
I was a punk rock kid.
Yeah.
I wore huge pants. I had purple hair. I was 100 blah, 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 blah. And white kids would be like, I'm blacker than you.
Yeah.
Are you sure you're Black? I'm blacker than you. I would do that all the time.
Oh, no.
And the last thing I'll share, before we talk about mental health and all that mental health is our experience with that.
Oh, brother.
And I was making notes when I was talking. Is my coming out story. I remember I came out as stepfather, the white. When I was like 20. And I remember coming out to my mom and telling her the exact words I used were, for as long as I can remember, I've always been attracted to men, but I've always been attracted to Black person. And my mom was like, bisexuality is a white girl thing.
What does that even mean?
Every single thing,
wow.
Jesus.
Every single thing about me kept white.
Right.
I felt like rock music was like could not be white thing. The fact that like I'm queer cannot be like one thing. Like hello, Stonewall. Like
hello, like I came out of your Black pussy, but now all of a sudden I'm white. Come on, somebody make sense.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
Make sense. But
please.
I think it was Jewell earlier. He was talking about mental health a little bit. And how like things like therapy is considered still very much a controversial topic, I feel like, in the Black community.
Yeah.
Because you have the idea of we're always supposed to be self-sufficient. We're not supposed to need no help. Any help that we need comes from the good Lord up above, and we don't need nothing else but Him. Jesus, amen.
Oh boy.
So how has that been for y'all? Because I feel like both of y'all are the type of people who would seek out mental help if you needed it.
Yeah.
Have you had any pushback? Was it hard for you to seek therapy? Was it hard for you to talk to people about mental health, or even admit that you were having mental health troubles to yourself?
For me, hard to admit to myself. And for a while it was push and pull with my mom. I think when my father, I think he also went to school. I think he has a degree either in psychology and human behavior. So like a lot of the stuff that I experience and I'm dealing with, he could kind of see it and identify it for what it is. Like he's the one that kind of identified that I was depressed before I realized I was depressed. He was like, that child is depressed. Leave her the hell alone. Like when my mom tried to get on my ass, that woman is depressed. Stop bothering her. So he knows. When it comes to my mom, sometimes though, like I'll be talking to her and I'm like, Mom, I gotta go get therapy. I gotta see what's going on because something's just not right. Something is different. And she, why you gotta go to talk? It used to be, why you gotta go talk to the people and why you gotta do this? And I don't think it was anything like that's white people shit, that dumb type of conversation. That never happened. But I definitely would say it was push and pull for a while until I think the most recent time I said I wanted to go and talk to a therapist or go talk to a psychiatrist. And she was like, she went to say something and then she was like, well, you know what's wrong with you. You know if something's wrong. So I can't, pretty much saying like, I can't speak to that. If you know something is off and you want to go get checked, like go ahead,
Do you see the bias?
But it took a lot of conversations to get to that point.
Yeah.
You'll see the bias system in
What you mean?
in stigma of Black people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really sad that we think as a group of people that we don't deserve to be okay. Like we feel like as a unit, like we should just be okay on our own with no help at all. And that's kind of why we call it breaking generational curses when we do seek help, because it is a curse to not figure out what's wrong, because you just keep going in the cycle. The cycle continues. You keep bringing more babies into
life.
You bring more babies into the world. You fuck up that baby. That baby doesn't go get help. They have a baby. They fuck up that baby. That baby doesn't go get it's a cycle. It keeps going. And that's why we think mental health is a white person's thing when it's really not. That's why we think being gay is a white people's thing when it's really not.
I still hear people say that
Your
shit.
sexuality is not contributed to your race. Those things do not coincide and are not mutually exclusive. So I don't get why we think that way as a whole, but you should stop because it's ignorant. But for me, I had a similar thing with Mira where it's like, when I would talk to I tried to talk to my dad once when I was depressed. And he was like, you're not depressed. I was like,
damn.
Okay, I guess that's wrap that up. Good job, doc. Like you got me. Like I was like in 7th grade. I was very depressed. And I told my dad, I was like, I just sat in my room with the lights off all night. I just didn't do anything. He was like, sometimes that's what you got to do. Like he was very like that, like very shrug offish, like you're going to be fine. He always used to call me his little soldier. So he's like, you're going to be fine. You got this, da, 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 da. Right. And then I grew up even older and I realized like, no, I was one of those people that didn't really believe in suicide because my mom was always so hard on us, very strict. Again, militant mom, partly Asian mom. That's also, that's why I call myself a native Black Asian, Thai. My grandmother was Thai from Thailand. So you already know how Asians are with the whole like mental health thing. They're very strict about that shit too. So all the stuff that my militant grandmother gave to my mom, she gave to me. So she was like, you're fine. You're going to be okay. Just meditate on it. Get over it. Suck it up. Keep pushing. That's my mom's mentality. Through shit is like, you just keep pushing. You keep pushing. You keep pushing. Until one day I broke and I couldn't go anymore. I couldn't do anything. I got so sick. I gave myself the flu and I couldn't go to work. And I couldn't move. And I was so stressed out. I had vertigo. And that's what made me really realize, because there was a span of time. There was like 10 years where I just didn't cry at all. I was so shut down and so detached away from my feelings that I just didn't allow myself to feel because I didn't have time. I was always working. I was always at school. I was in the military. I was going. So I just didn't have time for that. Feelings? What? We don't have time.
Yo, that sounds like me. Damn.
One day I just
Like, shit, I got bills to pay.
right. Like I just broke and I couldn't go any further. And I told my mom, I was like, I just can't do this anymore. She's like, no, you got to keep going. I was like, I can't. And that's when I first had a realization that, okay, this shit's real. Because I used to be one of those people that didn't believe in suicide. And I'd be like, oh, you're selfish if you commit suicide. People love you, da da da. And that quickly changed for me once I became suicidal. I was like, oh, that's what this feels like. This sucks.
That's another thing that gets called white people
like,
shit.
This is really fucked up. Like, I don't want to be here anymore. And then you understand, like, suicidal has nothing to do with you. It's not selfish to want to commit suicide. It's very a relationship between you and yourself. Your feelings doesn't have anything to do with what I'm feeling. So, yeah.
I just want to say we definitely have to do a mental health episode.
Okay, thank you.
The way we gotta wrap it up because we about to hit 90 minutes.
Yeah, we're probably gonna go over soon.
But the way I could keep speaking, like I want to keep talking about this. But I was like, I wanted to ask her one final topic. This probably should skip celebrity stuff and gone right through.
Yeah.
The celebrity tea. I should have said if that's what I get for not saying nothing.
But I wanted to tackle on some things about what both of you have been talking about. So in terms of like not being vulnerable or not showing that you're good or that you need help, I was thinking about how like the worst thing that ever happened to Black women, the worst thing that we've ever been labeled as is strong. I feel like it is.
Yeah, that shit is not a compliment.
So much.
I hate it.
That we do not seek help.
Yeah.
We're dealing with stuff. Black women have the highest rate of increasing suicide attempts in the United States for a reason because we've been taught to internalize and not be burdened so much.
Yeah.
Especially if we're oldest daughter syndrome and we are taking care of ourselves. Like it's a lot. And I was thinking about the reasons why Black people don't go for therapy. Yes, it's part of like the religious aspect. Yes, it is the stigma of it being a white person thing. But when I think about the definition of Blackness and things that Black people believe as a fundamental pillar of Blackness, one of the things that pops into my head is the idea of you don't let everybody know your business.
Yes, that too.
Like that idea, and it also like when I also go to Asians as well. I feel like they're also a very family centered community. Like not meant to be their business. I feel like like don't let nobody know that you were something. Don't let nobody know that this happened. I remember I got a diagnosis and I told who I thought was my closest friend at the time, and the reaction was not great. And I knew that was what's going to happen. But I was like, I gotta see if I can be honest with people. I gotta see if I can be true about my mental health and struggles and like that. And like a lot of Black people don't want to hear about it. They don't want to talk about it. And I'm about to make a really declarative, strong statement. But I feel like a community of people who have been taken from their homeland, who have had their languages taken from them. We don't know our ancestry. We don't know. I personally couldn't even tell you my grandfather's name on either side of my family. Like, there's no heritage there. There's no knowledge. And there's a reason for that. Who make us money, who get less respect, who are more targeted, who don't know their history, who have not been shown that they have prided themselves. But they also don't need that. I feel Black man that every Black person in this week
needs it.
Mental health resources and therapy. And we need to get over this idea because the idea of Black people not getting therapy or if you're weak or you're a punk or or the white thing plague us and keep us out.
It's very detrimental. Very detrimental. It's okay to not be okay. If you need help, get it, especially if you can afford it.
Vulnerability is a strength.
Right. Being vulnerable is the strongest thing you can do in this world. In a world full of jaded and evil people, being vulnerable is the strongest thing you can do. Don't let anybody tell you different. Being soft is strong. Being nice is strong.
I agree.
Being vulnerable is strong. These are hard things to do. It's hard to be soft. It's hard to be vulnerable. It's hard to be trusting. It's quite the opposite of what we've been taught in our youth.
It takes so much strength.
It does, because you're letting someone open. You're letting yourself be open. You're giving someone an opportunity to hurt you if they choose to, which I think is the strongest thing and most courageous thing you can do in this life.
I agree.
Like, I gotta make sure the girls talk about it.
Oh
Blackness
shit.
in terms of interracial dating.
Oh God, yeah, I forgot about that.
Does being,
Oh,
I mean, I'm gonna ask one question. I'm gonna let y'all take it away.
Oh boy.
How do y'all? I mean, interracial marriage, dating, so on and
Mhm.
so forth. How do y'all feel about blackness as it relates to interracial dating? Does someone's blackness come into question if they date somebody who is perhaps white or a model minority? Like, do y'all see it?
I hate that word.
And can somebody specifically, I wanted to mention, can somebody be incredibly pro-black?
Yes,
In your opinion?
yes. I'm gonna go real quick, Barry, because I've actually lived this life.
Yeah, I was about to say you go first because you're gonna
Oh
be speaking
yeah,
from
I have an experience in this. Like I dated a white guy. My best friend
Yeah.
Justin. We dated for 6 years. He's my longest relationship to date, and I consider
What's
myself
it
to
like?
be.
A relationship is amazing.
Oh my
Damn.
God.
What's it like having access to penis gray is a fun.
I wouldn't know. I don't have access to penis right now, but at the time, it was pretty cool. It was great, but no.
Not the
It was
cock.
really interesting because his family was actually racist, so that played into a really heavy part in our relationship. But he was actually not racist at all. He actually
Wait, level 1
made
racist? Level 3, January 6th racist? Like,
level.
What?
I was
get
saying
out,
level,
casual
level
racist?
one.
Like, okay.
Like they're
all
Trump
right.
supporters, but they didn't
Oh,
do
that's
January 6th shit. Yeah, two. We'll give them two. So that
Yeah, that
turned
is
him
level
against his
2.
family, but he treated me great. We just weren't compatible. He was the sweetest and kindest and most genuine person I've ever met till this day. And we're still very close. We're still best friends to this day. We've known each other for like a decade now. But while we were together, we both faced backlash from both parties. We faced backlash from his family, and I faced backlash, of course, from the black community and white community. They called him a nigger lover. They called me a tar monkey, porch monkey, bed wench, you name it. I was called it, but we didn't care. We used to go to,
This is fucking Jim
of
Crow
course,
Person
slurs.
online?
online, mainly online, because I was doing YouTube at the time, and I was talking about social justice topics. That's what I used to talk about a lot. It was my passion at the time because I also was like organizing protests and going to protests. So that's why I'm like, if I'm out here doing the work and marching for your black ass life, you can never tell me I'm not black enough because I'm fucking a white guy. And I'm going to make a very controversial statement as well, Grisay. So we both might get some hate mail from this episode. But I don't think who you fuck has anything to do with your blackness. And I don't think it takes away from any of your pro-blackness. I believe anybody can be pro-black as long as you are pro-black life, pro-black businesses, pro-black health, pro-black mental health, and just pro-blackness. I don't think who you lay with in the bed dictates that. As long as you're not here cooning and making really inappropriate and fucked up things about your own race, you can be pro-black. I think anybody can. I think a white person can definitely be pro-black. Because how are you going to tell people who've been allies to black people? You're going to tell that the old, not slave masters, but the old white people back in the slave times that would help hide the slaves, they weren't pro-black? That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you're literally saving black lives. You're helping people escape. Because we didn't do it all on our own, guys. We definitely had help. Black people definitely slaves had help getting out of slavery by white people. So I don't think it's fair to say, like, if you're not fucking black people, you're not pro-black. I think that's trash. Because I've supported a lot of black people, a lot of black businesses, and done a lot in my own community for black lives. For you to tell me that I'm not this because I fucked a white guy, I think that's really ignorant.
Also, all white people are not going to be. So.
True.
Yo, so pretty much the scenario I was talking about the other day, I fucked around and described you. That's what you telling me?
You talking about me?
So
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like I described you with that scenario, and I'm gonna elaborate. So like, I've never dated interracially. I've only ever dated black men or whatever, and I've always said, like, I've gotten into arguments with white boys about this shit. Like you don't date white boy. No, y'all, why? Because y'all racist. And it's like, I know everybody's not racist, but like, at the time, it's like, I'm not finna just be, bouncing around to try to see who is and who isn't. And throughout my younger years, I always would say that and stuff like that. But I got to a point where I was like, well, I used to say I wouldn't date interracially because what if their family is racist? What if their friends are racist? What if this? But I said, as a dark-skinned Black woman specifically, I could experience the same things with colorism, with Black men and their families and their communities, and their families being weird to me because I'm dark skinned, and their friends and the people they share community with being fucked up to me because of the color of my skin too. So it's like, what's really the difference?
Exactly.
But also, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of the discussions we see on and offline about interracial dating is because a lot of people are very loud and self-hating. And there's the people who aren't, there's the people that if you happen to fall in love with somebody that's not Black, then that's fine, whatever. But I think the people who are like that, which I consider to be normal people, get overshadowed by the raging, self-hating, Uncle Ruckus ass niggas that are still hung up about the Black girls that didn't want to fucking date them in middle school. And they carry that and they carry that and they carry that shit into adulthood. And now niggas is 35 years old still talking about the Black girls that didn't like them as a kid. You know what I'm saying? She don't like nerd shit. She didn't like
that's why therapy is important, guys. Mental health.
And it's
because you won't be bitter.
Yeah, like they're holding on to trauma for years. So I feel like they overshadow people who just, I'm dating and I happen to date somebody that's not Black. And there's a very nasty relationship with like Black women and race loyalty. There's a lot of niggas that feel like, we don't want you, but we don't want nobody else to want you either. Because the gaslighting that happened on the internet with Serena motherfucking Williams, man, I'm like, nah, y'all not gonna gaslight. Y'all trying to gaslight people in real time.
When it comes to dark-skinned women, especially. Like, oh, we weren't saying nothing about her. Yes, you were. Y'all was calling her a monkey like every other day.
All the time, bro. They disrespect the fuck out of Black women, but it just very much comes off to me as like, we don't want you, but we don't want nobody else to want you. And the couple of men who didn't make these disparaging remarks and these fucked up things about her and these other women, either they got overshadowed by the niggas who did, or they didn't open their mouth to speak up when the niggas who did it. So it's like, don't want to hear you now, because where was you at 15 years ago? Y'all let this shit fly. So it's like, but yeah, I noticed that. Like, I will always see like Black women who, they have their white partner or they have a non-Black partner, but they be about, like, they really be about it. They be about the furtherment of the community, and they be about they pro-Black shit and pushing for the community and shit, like, and they be more so about pushing for Black women and Black people in the space than Black men sometimes in some of these industries and spaces. So I'm like, I don't know. It's too many times I feel like I find Black women who date interracially, but they still know how to find community with Black women and other Black people, and versus Black men who date interracially, and then it's like the Black community don't exist. They're not interested in trying to find community with other Black people. They tend to other themselves, and they tend to try to, you know what I'm saying, alienate themselves from the rest of us.
Want to be a good Black.
So that's just my experience from what I see. So I'm like, they're like, you can't be pro-Black if you date I'm like, I don't know. Some of the most militant motherfuckers I know got a white boy in the house. I don't know what you're talking about.
That would have been me. I used to get compared to that girl from Dear White People, the Netflix show. I forgot her name, but people would be like, you remind me of that girl from Dear White People, the main character. I was like, really? Like, yeah, you're intense. I'm like, oh God, okay. Whatever.
I saw a TikTok earlier today, actually, with a white girl and a Black dude, and she actually made a whole post about how she has never been disparaged or discriminated or insulted by a Black woman since she started dating her boyfriend.
Because we don't care.
And she was saying,
the difference.
She was saying how they're the most supportive, and then when you go to the comment section, it's just pages and pages and pages of Black women saying that, like, that was amazing. I hope you stay together forever. Blah 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 blah. And I just want to point out something that I've internalized is that Black women, out of all women of any race, are the least likely to do it outside of their race. Out of Hispanic women, out of Asian women, out of white and Black women, are the most quote unquote racially loyal. Asian men, in case you're wondering, are racially loyal. It's also Black women and Asian men, so all interest.
Wow.
Anyway, I just want to say the difference in interracial dating is kind of what you're always saying is the reason why. I feel like a lot of times when Black date white women, there has been a lot of where they disparage Black women to these white women.
All the time.
And then it becomes white women also talking shit about us. Like, that's why my man would never date this.
They make the
My man would never
rule.
date a Black woman. Y'all have to whatever they say. If they feel like it's a battery in their back. Like the beginning of their relationship, that Black women ain't shit. So I don't see that as much in reverse. I don't really see white men come out here for Black men at all, ever, because of they're with a Black woman. I've never seen a white dude tell a Black guy, that's why Black women don't fuck with y'all, because y'all have no money. Or y'all are terrible fathers. Whatever. I've never seen that in my life, but I have seen
that shit
white
either.
women.
The reverse.
I just want to say, like, if you're someone who prefers to date people who are white or whatever, I ain't got no problem with that. I will never care. Just make sure that you're not disparaging and bringing up saying about you. Make sure that why you're not trying to make you with the kids is not because you internalize racism.
Internalized self-hatred. Yeah.
Is really good at pottery.
Like her?
Whatever the fuck it is.
Come on,
that's all I wanted to contribute to. Well, I'm looking for my pasta and lobster. And I'm very
in this fucking
Black,
pasta and lobster.
Specifically. Very Black. I want my pasta.
What is pasta and lobster? Is this something I'm missing out on? Or this?
Callie's song. She's like, a white boy on my roster. He be feeding me pasta.
I'm dead.
And lobster.
Okay.
I'm like, not this fucking pasta and lobster. But you just reminded me of some shit. When I worked at motherfucking Walmart, when I tell you, because where I live or whatever, it's like, it's a lot of white folks here. And it's a lot of interracial relationships here too, right? And I'm cleaning up the shelves, minding my business. You ever just feel somebody staring at you? I could feel eyes on me. And I turned around and it's this Black dude walking with his white girlfriend. And I was like, okay, but why are you staring at me? And then they always say like somebody's looking at them. And I'm like, no, there's so many times that like a nigga will be staring me down. Like, you want me to care? Like, that's not my life. They want you to care. And it's like, look at me and my white girl. Like, why are you staring at your girl that you in here shopping with? You holding your hand, but you grilling me.
A white girl together. I specifically, with all my heart and soul, make it a point not to look. Because I don't want to ignore them.
Because I already know they're like, oh man, look, she gonna get bad. Watch. Like, no, I'm not feeding into your weird.
Angry. Like, nigga, I'm cleaning the shelves.
Like, get away from me, bro. Do what you want to do. Don't nobody care on this side. As long as you not over here bashing Black women, the same Black women that helped raise you, and then you're cool.
That's why I don't share community with no niggas like that. I've had to get niggas like that away from me because they run rampant in gaming, nerd, anime. They run rampant in these community. I had to get them the fuck away from me because they'll try it. They'll try to share community. One thing a self-hating motherfucker love to do is try to use Black women as they fucking mule and they fucking mammy. They love to try to use Black women as the best friend, the shoulder to cry on, the this to that. And go fucking marry and procreate with everybody else. No, you go the fuck over there. I don't share community with niggas like that.
At the end of the day, I just want to say, go where you're loved. Don't let anybody tell you can't date a race. That's so limiting. And everybody, just by mathematical,
it is ignorant
calculations, it's limiting. Like, if you just want to date Black people, sure. But if you don't just want to date Black people, that's okay too. Go where you are loved.
I agree.
Wherever you are loved is where you need to go. And if it's not by a Black man, so fucking be it. Life is too short.
So be it.
For you to make yourself stuck in a place where you're not being loved. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to your life. Whoever's treating you the best, that's always been my mentality going into dating. Whoever treats me the best is where I go.
I just want to put out
I don't care what color you are. That's where I'm going.
My name is Mercedes and I approve of this message. So that'll do it for this week's episode of the Pretty Petty Podcast.
Is that Max? Oh,
Zena.
Sorry, y'all. The cat jumped in.
So if you guys have any questions, any comments, any feedback that you want to give us, please send us a message at the Pretty Petty jewelpod@gmail.com. And we'll be sure to read it out. And you can give us a quick little rating wherever you listen to your podcast or watch your podcast, over on the YouTube and Spotify. And I don't know why I went to a British accent. I'm neurodivergent. I do what I want.
Jesse gonna come fuck you up. You keep playing with beans on toast. Twitter gonna come for your ass.
Why don't you let them know where they can find you on social media?
Oh, you can find me on all the socials at Jewell_Hannibal. Instagram is Jewell__Hannibal. My EP will be dropping soon as well, and also have a song coming out with Rashad Stark very soon. So keep on the lookout for that. And yeah,
awesome.
That's it. TikTok too. I'm, like I said, everywhere.
All right. Well, we're gonna get the fuck out of here. Y'all have a good week. Bye.